Hi, welcome to Yoga with Tammy. I'm Tammy, and today's video is called Blooming Like a Flower. Now that spring's here, I thought it was a really nice chance to do a little practice that will get us starting from the ground and rising up towards the sun, towards life, and enjoying spring. I'm also wearing my cute little flower socks for the occasion. So this practice won't be too strenuous or too difficult, so we'll just go with our pace and see how it goes. So let's get started. We're going to start flat on our backs today. So we're just laying into the mat. If you're outside and could be on the grass, that's even better. Just imagine that you have the earth under your body supporting you as you start to let go of the stress or the thoughts of the day, and just let yourself feel more and more grounded, sinking into the earth, letting the backs of your legs, letting your spine and your neck, your head, your arms just sink right into the ground. And let's take a couple of deep breaths here, feeling the breath going in and out of the belly. You can even breathe with your mouth closed, breathe through your nostrils, and just take a couple of deep breaths. Feeling yourself relaxing a little bit more, blending in with the ground. And from here, let's take the right knee up to the chest, wrapping your hands or your arms around your knee, and just give your leg a nice stretch here, feeling the lower back sink into the earth just as far as you can. You can move your legs side to side and just stretch it out. One deep breath. And then release your right leg and switch sides, taking the left knee, clasping with your hands. And I've just lifted my head here. You can get a nice long stretch in the back of the neck by lifting the head, just trying to stretch out anything that needs to let go, feeling the inner hip, the legs, the arms stretch here, side to side. Making sure always to breathe. Breathing will really help with the relaxing, letting go of any tension. And let it go. And now that we're a little bit warmed up, let's try to bring both knees in, trying to keep your lower back flat against the earth so you can get a nice stretch in the back body, so your whole spine can be supported by the earth. And let's tuck in here and bring both wrap. If you can use your hands around your knees, or you can wrap your whole arms around your knees here. So we're trying to get into a position of a little seed that will grow and become the flower. So just tucking everything in together, just feel the nice round stretch as your body, as your back body rounds out. And if you want to try to engage the core muscles a little bit and stretch the back of the neck, just lift your head up and aim to get your forehead near your knees. And let's just take 2 deep breaths here. Great. Letting go of the head, letting it reach the ground, and bringing the bottoms of the feet to the ground about hip-width distance apart. We're going to bring the hands, palms facing down to the ground. And on an inhale, lifting the hips up, the pelvis up towards the sky, chest up towards the sky. And just take a deep breath. And slowly exhale, lowering vertebra by vertebra to the ground. And one more time, inhale, pelvis and hips up towards the sky. Chest reaching towards your chin all the way up. You can feel the chest and ribs just stretching and opening up to embrace the sky. And on an exhale, lowering down slowly until your back is flat against the ground. Excellent. Now drop your knees to the right and bring your hand over. We're going to slowly come to a seating position and actually get onto our knees. In Japanese, this is Seiza position. And from here, we're going to come into a relaxing and nice nurturing stretch, a child's pose. So you can either keep your knees together or you can widen them, whichever feels most comfortable for you. And then bringing your hands, palms facing the ground, we'll just stretch out only as much as you can. If you're here, that's perfectly fine. If you need a cushion under your knees to support you better, that's great. And as far as you can, just aiming to get, again, the forehead towards the earth. And this is not only a delicious stretch in the inner hips, but you can really imagine lengthening your whole spine so that almost like you have someone pulling from the back end towards the ground and the front end towards the front of the mat, and just elongating, getting your shoulders nice and stretched out. If you want, you can bring your hands even further forward, active fingers, so you can get a bit more of your arm muscles working. Or you can also lift up the palms of your hands together in prayer position over your head. And also be aware of your forehead touching the earth. It's a very humbling pose, really getting in to the surrender to the ground, letting things be, letting things go. Activating the inner eye, which will help you with just vision and creativity, and just having more of a deeper relationship with your body and with your inner self. And just take a couple of deep breaths here, as close to the earth here as we can get. Okay, great. Now let's bring the palms down if they're not already down. And we're going to bring the hands to touch, if you can, your heels, the back of your heels. As you lift up, bringing the knees to about hip width apart, and we're aiming to come onto the very top of the head. So now we're really stretching out the entire back, the entire spine, the back body, activating the top of the head right down towards the earth, where again we can feel we're protected. The backs of your feet are also strongly pressed into the ground. As you push, you're aiming to get away from your feet, pushing towards your head so that the entire neck is stretching out. It's just such a great way to open the back body. Making sure not to have too much pressure. You're not pushing down with the top of your head, so you're using your arms to help lighten the load on the neck and head. So we're at once grounded and also lifting up towards the sky with the back body. One more deep breath. Great. From here, slowly come back into child's pose for one deep breath. And then on an exhale, come towards yourself and then all the way up slowly, vertebra by vertebra, until our back is straight. Take a nice deep breath, and you can already feel all this energy flowing through you from being inverted a little bit. Now let's come onto our knees. Again, the knees are hip width apart. And as we start rising as the flower, we're going to become we want to make sure we have the energy from the sky. So what we're going to do is put our palms flat against your lower back. And at first, just bring your shoulders back so that your shoulder blades are aiming to touch each other. And just press with your lower back a little bit so that your hips and pelvis are coming forward. And you can either look straight ahead or up, whatever's comfortable for you. And just take a deep breath here. Feel your chest reaching towards the sky. Now let's try to bring our right arm up. And you can stay right here, or if you want, bring it all the way back and attempt to reach towards your heel. You don't have to be anywhere near it. You can be here. If you can reach, just see if we can do that. And just don't do too much on your lower back, so only go as far as is comfortable. And take one deep breath. And then on an inhale, bring the arm back up and down to the lower back. We'll do the other side. So bringing the left arm up on inhale. And then exhale and reaching just as far as you can as we bring our hips forward. And just try to imagine, even if we're just here, but imagining the chest reaching towards the sky. Amazing heart opener. Shoulders back. And on an inhale, bring the arm back up and then down. And then we'll come back to seating. First, let's bring our feet about hip width apart, flat on the ground, and your hands on your knees. And just try to prop up your spine, so very straight spine. You're pushing in with your hands to help you achieve a really nice straight back, and with your head stacked over your neck, you can feel the whole straight line of the spine. And you can feel free to stay here if you'd like, or you can try to put your hands behind your knees, and from here, just see what happens if we try to lift the right leg up. Try to get it as straight as possible, and you can flex for an even deeper stretch here. And you can even rotate the ankle if you like, one way or the other. And lower. Let's do the other side. So trying to lift as straight as you can, pointing, flexing, just stretching out the whole back of the leg here. And now, this is for you to play with as much as you can. We're going to try to lift both legs. So you don't have to do it yet, but we're going to try to lift both legs up like this. This is really a balancing of the top and the bottom half of the body. So you can have your hands anywhere that feels comfortable and just play. I'm going to show you the next step, what we can do, but feel free to stay right there or even here. If you're still here taking deep breaths, that's great. But the full realization of the pose is we want to bring our hands under the feet on both sides, keeping the spine straight. And then on an inhale, lift up. And already from here, we can picture going from being a seed, growing all the way up towards the sky. So of course your knees can be bent. We can be in any place as long as your spine is not losing its integrity and it stays straight. And just play. You can even try to bring your legs a little closer, attempting to find that balance between the top half and the bottom half of the body. And just play. You can stretch. Just whatever feels comfortable. Pretend you're like a seed about to sprout, about to grow. It doesn't know exactly how it's going to grow yet. It will grow differently depending on the sun, on the weather, on the soil. So it's just feeling its way in the world. And just play. Great. Excellent. From here,
let's go on to all fours. Just for a moment, tucking your toes under your feet until we're in tabletop position. And let's just do cat-cow for a couple of breaths. So we're inhaling, arching up towards the sky. Exhaling, arching the back. We've already done these positions today, so it should feel very comfortable for you. Deepening the stretch. Always being mindful of the breath. One more time. And on an exhale, we'll bring out the arms a little bit, gripping the mat as strong as you can, and we'll come up into a downward facing dog. First, let's just get comfortable, walking the dog, stretching the legs out. And when you feel comfortable, trying to come into a still downward dog pose. The arms feel like an extension of the spine, so your shoulders are wide. You're not hunching at all, but trying to keep a straight spine. Your legs don't have to be straight. Just do whatever you can. If you want to get a deeper lengthening of the spine, you might want to bend your legs, see what that feels like. And just get into a downward dog for one deep breath. Great. From here, very slowly and playfully and gently, let's just bring our arms and legs together by bringing the hands step by step a little closer to the feet and the feet a little closer to the hands until we have our hands just about in front. You might want to have a cushion or a block here. If you can't get the hands all the way down, no problem. You can keep your feet hip-width apart or bring them a little bit closer. And just hang, just let it all hang out. Keeping the legs bent if necessary, no problem. We're just trying to really release, feeling the strength in the back body, the release in the front of the body. You can clasp your hands around your elbows, or you can just go side to side, just play a little bit here. And then take a deep breath in. And on an exhale, round the spine and come all the way up. And we're going to do that 2 more times. So take an inhale and slowly fall forward. Whatever feels comfortable, you can leave your hands here, coming all the way down. And then on an exhale, coming all the way back up. And one more time, we're going to take an inhale. And then on the exhale, fold forward. And this time on an inhale, you can have your hands on your shins or on the floor, coming up into a flat back so that we're almost aiming for a figure 7 with the body and stretching out with the head so you feel a line from the top of your head to the tail of your spine. Inhale and exhale, let it go. Inhale, half back. And exhale, let it go. You can almost feel like a flower that is starting to grow, not quite sure yet, coming back to the earth on the exhale. One more time, inhale, flat back. And exhale, back towards the earth. Now we're going to, on an exhale, come all the way up. And come into a wide stance with your feet, keeping your feet both forward. And just feel how nice it is to be, after coming down and being so close to the ground and moving so much energy through your body, now having all this access and flow. And let's work on strengthening our motion here, or our stance in space. We're going to widen the feet about 45 degrees and lower the knees, aiming to get the knees stacked so you're not coming too forward, but stacked over the ankles over here. And then we're going to inhale, straighten the legs, raise the arms. Exhale, drop the knees, bring the arms down. 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale halfway. Bring the hands on the exhale to the heart. Bringing the feet forward again. And from here, we're going to just pivot and turn with the hips. Bring your right foot out and look towards your right foot as you lower just as far as you can. Keeping always a straight spine. So even if we're just here, this is great. Just breathe here. And maybe on an exhale, you can go a little bit deeper. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale up. And we'll bring this foot forward, the left foot out. Turn towards your left foot. And from here, take an inhale. And then exhale just as far as you can. Notice that you want to keep your hips as square as possible, straight spine. And then exhale and stretch and release. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale back up with your feet forward, placing your hands on your hips. And then we're only going to go halfway. So inhaling up and then dropping from the hips into a number 7 again. And then inhaling up. Exhale, release. This time on the inhale, see if you can arch your back just a little bit. Inhale up, chest to the sky. And then come to standing and bring your feet together. Now that we've done all this stretching and strengthening, we've rooted in the ground, we're ready to be a tall standing flower. So just let's inhale, raise the hands, look up at the sky, at the sun if it's in front of you. Thank the sun for allowing this flower to grow, bringing the hands together on top of the head. May I always have a peaceful spirit. Inhale, hands in front of the forehead. May I always have peaceful thoughts. Inhale, exhale the hands to the mouth. May I always have peaceful speech. Inhale, and then exhale, hands in front of the heart. May I always have a peaceful heart, a peaceful and loving heart, and a heart full of gratitude. So just take a moment to be thankful for this practice and for this springtime lift you've given yourself today. And just be grateful for this body and anything and everything that it can do for you today. I hope you enjoyed this practice. Namaste.